punk kids. Dear Bill, my kid is 9 years old and attends a good public school. One thing that has changed since I was a kid is that kids are way more entitled to authority than in the 80s. Yeah, once again, because there's cell phone cameras, they can't get smacked. I'm amazed at how little, you know what, the new superhero should be somebody that when somebody deserves to get slapped and you can't, the superhero arrives. And I used to think, Liz, the superhero comes and arrives and slaps the offender for you and leaves because you should do it yourself. And then if the person fights back, you should be able to handle it. So I think that the superhero should come there and has the ability to knock out all the cameras, like put them on pause. And then he just looks at you and says, all right, go ahead. You know, you want to hit this guy? Go ahead. Let's get it on. Like Mills Lane comes back, right? Superhero Mills Lane, rest his soul. He comes back, and when he shows up, because of the shine off his bald head like mine, it blocks all the cameras. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on, right? And then you fucking walk up to the person that cuts you in line, and you just slap them across the face, and then they can be horrified or they can react. You can win, you can lose. It's just like the old days. And then when it's over, you're done, you give, it's up, that's it. Mills Lane flies away, the shine's off his head, you know, and both people limp away. Anyway. This person continues and says, I'm amazed at how little say the adults in their lives have. My kid brings it home too occasionally. She was doing something she shouldn't have been doing, and instead of being slightly ashamed of their clearly wrong behavior, she started saying that I wasn't acknowledging her feelings on the matter. Oh, God, that's psychological bullshit. We sat down with their mother and talked about it. She explained that her teacher gave examples of when it's okay to talk back to your parents or authority figures when your feelings are being ignored. She used words like emotional manipulation. Oh, my God. She told your kid that? We had to explain that we always want to hear her feelings on things, but her feelings on something don't overrule what's right or wrong. Wow. Killer fucking answer. Can I take that? Yeah, because I'm having that right now, my daughter, with her iPad. Like, I'm done with that fucking thing. And she can't handle it. It's like, you're not going to spend your childhood, you know, staring at this thing. And she gets mad, and then we go outside and we have a great time. Like, we went out to the garage where they got all their bikes and stuff, and she still likes messing around on the balance bike. And I couldn't get my son to do it, so, she got on the balance bike and she was doing it, and that's it. It's over. Once the little kid sees the bigger kid doing it, they want to do it too. So now my son loves the balance bike, and he kept calling it his motorcycle. So I'm going out there with that kid every single day until he gets it down, and then they're going to be able to ride bikes together. It's going to be fucking great. Hopefully my truck will be finished, and I can take them somewhere to ride their bikes or up and down the driveway. I'm going to keep playing catch with them. I still underhand the ball. They got none of that T-ball shit. They got to hit it that way. Like all of that stuff that they're getting T-ball. I don't know. I didn't like a balance bike. Now I like a balance bike. Maybe a T-ball is good for a minute. And then after a while, it's like eventually, this isn't golf. It's a sport, okay? Someone's going to try to get the ball past you. Sorry. I actually really enjoy golf, and I think it's a great activity. My kids, so I'm going to say this again for other parents out there. We had to explain that we always want to hear her feelings on things, but her feelings on something don't overrule what's right and wrong. But why do you get to decide what's right and wrong? My daughter is a sweet kid and always owned up to when she did things wrong. Something me and my wife were always proud of. Yeah. I'm not one of those psychos that needs to control everything that goes on at my kid's school. But how about a little respect for the real world? I heard one of her friends say that another kid's parents were toxic and negative because they wouldn't let their 9-year-old daughter go to a co-ed sleepover that was supposedly supervised. Give me a fucking break. Every kid I knew growing up would be more than willing to rob a convenience store than even suggest that to a parent. What, that they wanted to go to a co-ed sleepover, or that they were being toxic and everything? Listen, we're on the same page. And I'm assuming you're younger than me, even though your kid's older than mine, because I started so late. So that's good to know that younger people still feel that. Yeah, fuck all this shit. All of that shit that, like, these beta social media liberals, what they've done is, I guess they wanted to make the world better, but then they just immediately took that power, and now it's like you can't say anything. Like, I couldn't say anything to that woman today that went around the line. You don't see the line? You could say shit like that. You can't say it anymore. Now you have to be like, excuse me, did you... I mean, those words exist for a reason. I would have been like, yeah, but I would have been dropping some F-bombs. Like, hey, excuse me, you don't see the fucking line? You just drive around, you think you're better than everybody else? But this is the thing about that. You can never win an argument with a woman. You just can't win an argument with a woman. So you don't argue with them. That's how you win. That is the only way to win an argument with a woman. Fucking with you. You just can't win. So how you win is, if you're wrong, you say you're right and you apologize. If you're right, you can't keep arguing. Like, if a woman's right with the man, they can keep arguing, and then you're like, all right, you're right. But if you're right, they're not going to fucking give up. They're fucking badgers. They're Wolverines. They don't give up, right? Varmints. So what you got to do is you don't argue with them. If you say, you did this, this, and this, and then they say, and it made me feel like this, and then they say, no, I didn't, or, well, you should have done that, you just go, oh, all right. And then that's it. That's it. You just walk away. And then they know they're fucking wrong. So then they're going to come down and try to talk to you to try to feel you out. And the big thing there is, don't be an asshole to them. Because if you're an asshole, then they'll use that you're being an asshole, and then the argument becomes about that. Don't be an asshole to them. Don't be overly nice, because then they won't apologize. Just be fucking neutral. Just be neutral. That's the only way. That's the only way. So with that woman who did that shit, we don't have a relationship. We don't have the time. So you just have to let it go, and hopefully you have a podcast. So I'm actually proud of me for not saying that. Oh, man, I fucking said it. I said it in the truck a whole bunch of fucking times when I drove away. What an asshole. I should have left my truck there and fucking had a cooler head, but that's not the way I'm wired.